In Phase 7, revisions were made to the group's plan based on the feedback we received. Myself and another group member did not receive feedback to change anything in our plans. Collaboration with another group member in the PLC group allowed us to form a consensus as to what would be the best routes of action and modification of the plan. The changes that were made included that students below the benchmark should have intervention at least 4 times a week, if not daily. Students close to the benchmark need intervention at least 2 times a week. Progress should be monitored bi-weekly for students below benchmark. Students below benchmark who are in the red should have their progress monitored weekly, and changes should be made where necessary. Phase 8 entailed strengths and areas of growth. The strengths that were noted were that collaboration and respect of the opinions of one another, working towards a shared goal was definitely a big strength. I think that our group was really, really strong with collaborating, and we did work towards the shared goal of ensuring success in the students in the field that we were working in. We did take a look at the opinions of one another and really value them and take them for what they're worth to, make our plans better. And, it seemed as though we were very successful in that aspect. Another strength was the collection of multiple sources of data and properly organizing them for use in the overall plan. I think we did a really good job with taking the data that we got and organizing it and putting it into the place and where which it is supposed to go throughout the plan. Areas of growth that I personally need to work on, I would say, would be analyzing data for patterns. I think I have issues with working with the big picture. I kind of want to cut everything apart and look at everything one by one as opposed to trying to take a look at where it all falls into place in the terms of the big picture. The other area of growth for me especially, I think, is having the confidence in speaking professionally to school personnel and having the appropriate questions to ask them. I think it would be a lot easier if I was a professional working in the school district of focus, but I feel as though I am somewhat concerned about going up to someone in a school and saying this is what I think would work when I'm a student and they're a professional. I just feel quite intimidated, to be honest, but I think that, especially with this class too, I think that with more practice, practice makes perfect. I think the more practice that I get with this stuff, it will really help me in the future, and I will have the knowledge and understanding to be able to properly speak with professionals, in terms of, collaborating and working towards that shared goal of, student success. I just think right now it's a little intimidating for me. Some insight into the data action process. I think, the main points that I would like to note in terms of the data action process would be collaboration with peers and other staff members ensures increased success of students. I think that this class really taught me how important it is to collaborate with others, especially in the classroom setting. They can help you to see things that you may not have seen, and, their input really definitely is sometimes something that you really didn't notice before, and it really helps to kind of combine all those ideas together. So that was great. Working with others throughout the duration of the plan allowed for other opinions and points of view to be presented, making for a more successful plan overall. Identification and analyzation of areas that require growth allow for intervention to occur before the gap becomes too wide. I think if you're just working alone in a situation, you may not notice those gaps happening as much as somebody that's kind of on the outside looking in would see, because, you see these children every day, and, I think that it really does help to just confer with others, especially others that are knowledgeable in things that you're trying to succeed in. The fourth and final fact of insight that I would like to provide would be that the artifact tracking sheet really allowed the team to look further into depth at the information presented and make more sense of it. I think that a lot of the things that were outlined in this course really help to develop a plan that is feasible, understandable, and educated I think it was really nice to have kind of that backbone structure so that our plan made sense and was easily able to be implemented too. So that was really something. Like in the beginning of the course, I felt a little intimidated worrying about how I will pull off a plan like this, but the way that the phases were set up really helped, and I can see myself using this in the future as an educator in my classroom to ensure the success of my students. So that was a very nice point to end the course with. And here are some references that we use throughout the completion of the plan. A lot of these are types of reading assessments and different strategies that can be used, different tracking sheets, different assessment measures and protocols. So feel free to look at those, and I do appreciate you watching my video. Thank you so much.